Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country.
Here we go. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Multiverse of movies. I'm, of course, your host, Isaac, and I'm just realizing the stand won't stay in place. It's moving, but either way, it doesn't matter. I know the stream was supposed to be for tomorrow, but I was just celebrating a lot, and I know, by the way, I know some people are gonna hop on and be like, "Yo, this isn't movie talk. This is a movie talk channel." I'm like, bro, I gotta celebrate this. Celebrating a World Cup win isn't something that's I'll ever get to do in my lifetime. And today I felt a certain type of joy. And I'll read the chat a bit, but I grew up watching soccer my entire life. You know, I began watching soccer. I believe the first game I ever watched was when South Africa played Mexico in the 2010 World Cup. That was the first international match I watched. But before that, I was watching Barcelona for like 2 years or so. I remember watching them a little before their first treble winning season back in 2009, back when they had Thierry Henry, Samuel Eto'o, Messi, obviously. And I always hear other fans, whether you're from Spain, Germany, France, telling me about what is it like to celebrate a World Cup win. And it doesn't get any bigger than that. And today I got to feel that feeling because today, the greatest player of all time brought his country to the promised land and won the World Cup. And I'm celebrating, and I know Vortex is friend, so I do, I do apologize for that. But I was in the same position. I remember 2014, I got my hopes up when Germany and Argentina played in the World Cup final, and it was devastating seeing Argentina lose, especially to a Mario Götze winner in the 112th minute. But yeah, let me read some of the chat. Grand Admiral Vortex says, guys, we should just cancel Messi. He broke down my door and killed my entire family and committed arson in my whole city. That is true. I was the door. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say the P word, Pessy. How the fuck is this now? Didn't say. Yeah, I know. I just had to because I know people here on my channel, most people don't watch soccer, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do a soccer related thing, I feel like I'll just, fuck it, do it now. We won't go long. I think at most it would be like an hour, but yeah. And I don't expect many people. I'm already seeing that there's very few people in the chat. This is kind of like when Max does his gaming streams where like no one's there for Max's gaming, but he still, streams it. Right. And we'll talk about the game, the emotions, everything. To me, now maybe I'm biased, but that was the greatest World Cup final I've ever seen. That was so entertaining. I've never had my emotions played with this much. 1 minute I'm cheering, I'm nervous, I have my blanket clutching, and I'm like, Argentina, don't screw this up now. You got 20 minutes in order to lift the trophy. Then all of a sudden, within a minute and 30 seconds, Mbappe scores 2 goals. Mbappe, who did nothing for 70 minutes, all of a sudden out of nowhere was like, you know what, screw it, let's have an entertaining match, and scored 2 goals. That second goal was a beauty. And Mbappe, he's definitely a player to watch. This kid is only 23. He's already been to 2 World Cup finals. He even been to a Champions League final. Obviously, already won a World Cup. He won a Golden Boot. I believe he has 12 goals already in 14 FIFA World Cup matches. This kid, he has a bright future. To me, in the next 10 years, we're going to be talking about where does Mbappe rank in the GOAT conversation. And he doesn't have to win another World Cup, by the way. To me, as long as you win like a Champions League, a Ballon d'Or, there Mbappe will somehow, some way be in that conversation. And I do think right now we're seeing the end of the Messi Ronaldo era. And to me, I think Mbappe will be somewhere in that conversation sometime soon. I don't know when, but I think it will happen eventually. But for now, Messi got to lift the trophy that he's been wanting and craving for so long. And yeah, it was a joy to watch. I think there's never been a player that's deserved it more than him. And let me turn on the camera. So let's see. Ronaldo has less Ballon d'Ors and 0 World Cups, so Messi is. To me, it's not just that. Like, for example, Ronaldo never was expected to win a World Cup. Let's make that clear. That Portugal, as great, as talented as they are with Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and all these great players, that team, Ronaldo has never been expected to win the World Cup because Portugal has never had a team that could compete for the tournament. And I believe the furthest Ronaldo went was, I think it was quarterfinals, which was this year, or semis. I'm trying to remember where did they reach 2006? Because I think 2006 they beat England in the quarterfinals, right? So they lost in the semis, right? I think that's the furthest Ronaldo has ever been. I cannot remember, but to me, the GOAT conversation, at least between Messi and Ronaldo, ended a long, long time ago. Just that this is now the cherry on top. This was the legacy defining moment that Messi needed in order to solidify himself. Because you think about the greatest players of all time. Pelé, 3 World Cups, he's seen as a World Cup legend. Diego Maradona back in 86, World Cup legend off his amazing tournament run. Um, of course, Johan Cruyff, he didn't win it, but he's still seen as one of the greatest players to ever play the game. He did, while he's not the best, I do think he's the one that revolutionized the game far more. He reached the World Cup final. You know, you think of all these legends, and usually they make their mark in a World Cup. And to me, while Messi was amazing in 2014, this 2022 run just cemented that. Now people can look back and say, oh, yeah, he did have a good World Cup run. He had 2. 2018 was a little mixed. I think that was more because that Argentina team was awful. But hey, by the way, to my French people, y'all got to celebrate 2018. Hold up your heads up high. Y'all broke the World Cup curse. Y'all broke the curse that y'all began, by the way. Just saying, but but y'all still broke the curse, and you reached the final with the B team. Pogba, Kante, and Nkunku. A lot of these great French players weren't available. Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner Benzema. You know, and so to me, French fans shouldn't feel devastated. I think y'all should look up and be like, God damn, we're amazing. Although I will say, to me, Didier Deschamps, I think going into the future for the French national team, I think you don't call up Pogba and Kante anymore. To me, you focus on Toshmani and Rabiot and Camavinga. I think those players need more focus, especially because they're younger. Pogba and Kante are over 30. To me, I just don't see a need. And the good thing is now Toshmani and Camavinga, now they have World Cup experience. They know what it's like to make a run in the tournament. So now they have that experience that Pogba and Kante had. So to me, French fans feel happy. As a Barcelona fan, it was devastating to see Ousmane Dembele and Konde not be able to get the trophy, but still proud of them. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Oh, crap. Oh, wait, the comments just disappeared. What the heck? What the heck? The comments disappeared right here. Okay, now they're back. That was weird. Bro, Argentinians and Hispanics are gonna beat up in France. Hey man, I'm nowhere near Europe. By the way, this is the first time since 2002. It's been 20 years, but this is the first time ever a Latin American country wins the World Cup. The last time was when Brazil won it back in 2002 with Brazilian Ronaldo Nazario. Speed's reactions were hilarious. Yeah, they were hilarious. I didn't see it today, bro. I was grieving. Oh, Speed's reaction. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Anthony Belcher. I don't know if Anthony watches much soccer, but I remember on this, I was in a group chat with him. He was like putting like gifs of Mbappe. But let's be honest, Ronaldo's garbage. I disagree. As much as I love Leo Messi, and to me, he's the greatest player of all time. I feel like objectively, Ronaldo is a phenomenal player. To me, Ronaldo is one of the greats. And while don't get me wrong, my entire life as a Barcelona fan, I've always cheered for his downfall. The older I get, the more I appreciate his style of play, and I appreciate what kind of player he is and his never say die mentality. And to me, Ronaldo, he's always going to be in that top 10 conversation. To me, it's just that Messi for years has been the far better player. And I feel like now this World Cup trophy just kind of cements that. Like it almost ends the conversation for most people, you know. But yeah, if Benzema and Pogba played, we would have won, bro. I doubt it. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think Pogba is as good as Doshmeni or Camavinga. I don't think Pogba is that good anymore. I mean, you look at his Manchester United performances, even in Juventus when he started off with sport. Now, to be fair, he's always played better with the national team. And also Benzema, if you look, the reason why France were able to make a comeback was because their players were far more energized and were more speedy. Like those substitutions they made when you got Thuram and I forgot who the other guy was subbed in, but what they did was they noticed Giroud is just not a fast player. And in a game where you don't have much of the ball, slow players don't do you any favors. And so subbing him out and bringing in more speed and more energy actually helped and benefited. And Benzema to me is not a fast player. He's a good player. He's clinical when you give him the ball on the box, but he's not. I don't think he would have changed his game. Neither would have Pogba. The only player I would say that could have changed the game was Kante. But at the same time, Kante isn't like a Xavi or Iniesta type that can dominate the game. Kante is more of a defensive player that will scare attackers away, you know. But yeah, um, Alan and Mbappe would be the new goats. I would say I'm noticing people are throwing away Holland. Dude, Holland plays for Norway. Don't expect him to do much. Like, bro, like Norway Norway should not be expected to win the World Cup. That's the one thing Mbappe will always have over Holland. That Mbappe is winning trophies for the national team, while Holland is probably never going to get to that level. But yeah, that boy 22 says Messi is the absolute go. Heck yeah. Uh, I'm trying to see. Yo, BK Dan, what's up? Dang, I need to catch up to the comments. Don't worry, I beat out Oh my god. Shout out to Mbappe though. He scored a hat trick today. Yeah, man. Look, he's the last time there was a hat trick in a World Cup final was in 1966. And I can't even tell you what player that was, bro. But yeah, Messi is the absolute go. Yeah. Now, bro, random Algerian French kid would have soloed Argentina. Would have made. Okay, man. I don't know. Oh wait. Oh wait. I'm for some reason I thought you were referencing Zidane because I think I could be wrong, but I think Zidane is born in Algeria, or either he has family in Algeria. Like I think his parents could be from Algeria. I don't remember, but I know he has Algerian in him. So that's what I was assuming, but I don't know. Uh, Isaac was Spider-Man 3, Eddie Brock whenever he saw Cristiano Ronaldo back then. No, the thing is, every time, so I would turn on to a Real Madrid game and I would just be like, man, I hope Ronaldo fucks up today and I'm going to meme it because, so before I did YouTube, around 2014 or 2016, that year, I had a Vine account and I would do soccer edits. And I actually ended up getting to 10,000 followers, which, by the way, 10,000 followers on Vine means jack shit nothing. That's kind of like just having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, really. But I remember I would do like soccer edits and I would always make like these troll meme videos of Ronaldo. And I'd always like tell people around me that if you're a Ronaldo Real Madrid fan, you're dead to me. But the older I've gone, the more I realize that's stupid. It's because at the end of the day, this is the beautiful game. So why am I why do I care so much about another man's success? And I kind of just grew up just hating Ronaldo. And then the older I got, the more I was like, God damn, he's actually amazing. I should have enjoyed. That's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I had enjoyed prime Ronaldo more. I wish I could have just savored it. And look, I still would have been like, hey, I hope he doesn't score today. I hope Real Madrid loses because at the end of the day, Real Madrid is the arch rival of Barcelona. To me, still it's still like I just wish I had enjoyed him more, especially now that he's not as good as he once was, you hate these things. What do you mean slow in FIFA 23? Y'all got Mbappe, Dembele. I mean, I play FIFA all the time. Those French players are fast. Nkunku, he's fast on FIFA. Uh, I mean, Kunde is pretty fast. Pavard, I don't think is fast in FIFA. I don't know. BK Dan says, crap. Hey Isaac, I had to vote no only because he cost me $100. I had money on France. Man, you never count out the little magician, man. You never count him out. You never do that. He will punish you. I'm telling you, man. Never doubt him. Okay. Di Maria and Dybala good too. Yeah, Di Maria was amazing this game. To me, Di Maria is always that guy who will show up on the right time. I mean, remember that Champions League final in 2014, he was the man of the match that game. I remember that game till this day was the game where I'm like, Di Maria is a phenomenal player. I always knew he was great, but just that Champions League final in 2014, I'm like, dude, Di Maria is amazing. And I still say this right now. I think the outcome of the 2014 final would have been different if Di Maria was there. In this game, that was kind of proven. Di Maria is like 33, and wingers over the age of 30 don't tend to do very well. But Di Maria stepped in and was crucial, clinical, and even scored his goal. And it's funny because it's his only goal of the World Cup, and it came out to be in the most important moment out there. You know, me and my brother are about to save up to try to go to a game in 2026. I'm definitely gonna save up for that. Where was I? Isn't there a Club World Cup in 2025? That seems I've heard something that the 2025 Club World Cup will change the format a bit. But yeah. Also, let me check the poll. We had 5 votes. Is Messi the GOAT? 80% say yes, 20% say no. You know what? Let me just search up Zidane. Zinedine Zidane. He's 50. He's 6'1". Yeah, he was born in Marseille. He was born in Marseille. Let me search. Oh, I forgot to put parents. Zidane's parents. Yeah, he's from Algerian origin. It says well, it doesn't tell me specifically, but it's saying Algerian origin. So yeah, I guess I was right. All right. Isaac was at a Brocken church praying for. It was so stupid though, you know. Not that I don't like Messi's game though. He got it. He's got it. I mean, yeah, I know, but like, just never bet on the little magician. And now those 2 stars. Oh wait, focus. Yeah, those 2 stars. Got to add one more. Got to add one more, man. Got to add one more. And today we get to talk all about soccer. So the things we can't talk about on my normal streams, we can talk about them here today. Messi the Punisher. Antonio says, Isaac, what do you think about Robert Lewandowski being in Barcelona now? When he got announced, I was cheering, bro, because Barcelona, ever since, like, Barcelona has needed a striker. And the unfortunate thing is when Agüero came in, he unfortunately had heart issues and had to retire from the game. And so that was devastating. And we had to deal with Luke de Jong, who, by the way, is a great striker, just not Barca level striker. And when Lewandowski came to Barcelona, I'm like, God damn, like Lewandowski is one of the greatest strikers of our generation. He definitely is phenomenal. And when he came to Barcelona, it was exciting, and he's been so amazing. He's been so amazing. I remember, I think it was when he scored a hat trick against Victoria Plzen in the Champions League in the first game. I messaged one of my best friends out there, Aaron. He's a Bayern Munich fan, and I just sent a message saying, bro, thank you for giving us Robert Lewandowski. But yeah. Wait, no, in Hispanic. Oh, I should probably show y'all. I don't think y'all ever get to see this part of my room, but because we're talking soccer today, let me get my second camera out. It's because I don't want to move the other one. All right. So let me show y'all something that I don't really get to show y'all often because whatever. Let me plug in the second camera. All right. Let me clean it out. Crap, where's my camera cleaner? Oh, there it is. All right. Breaking news: Messi died. I remember CJH fell for the Jared Leto one that you said. All right, so here is my second camera. All right, second camera. Oh crap! You can already tell that it looks darker. Like what the heck? So there's my setup. So there. Oh man, it's dark. All right, wait. I gotta turn on the lights because it's kind of dark. All right. Excuse me. So there you have my Messi jersey from 2014 that I got at Barcelona. I used to have a lot more Barcelona stuff like in this section. And the reason why I have it here is because I want my movie stuff like in the background, you know. So I have my Messi jersey right there from 2014. I used to collect a lot of jerseys, but this was my very first Argentina Messi jersey from back in 2010 World Cup. So that's my first one. And back there, I don't think it's no. Dang it! So there's a Barcelona pinata I made back in back when I was in middle school. But back there, uh, so there's like a shirt, but it's not. You can't see it, but it's a 2011 Barcelona jersey. I do have more jerseys in the closet, but yeah, that was just gotta show you. But here's the behind the scenes. All right, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I should probably do. I'm actually disappointed. One thing I am disappointed is that multiverse of movies. So I used to have my camera like facing kind of like this, but that multiverse of movies shirt used to like show up on every one of my videos. But uh now it doesn't because I have it now face forward like this. Kind of because I thought that was an improvement, and I still to this day think that was a great decision of mine. But yeah, all right. Also, House of Dragon shirt. So here's the mic. And let me go back to regular camera. All right. Yeah, but this camera. Why do I still have this here? I still have this here, but this camera, I'm surprised it's not as good as I remember. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna turn off the light again. Don't want to waste energy. But yeah, this is gonna be the only time we probably do a soccer stream just because I celebrated too much. A few tears running, when it happened. But yeah, when the penalty shootout began, I was clutching, like I was sweating. I was nervous. But when wait, who's the Kingsley Coman, when he missed the first penalty, it was like the biggest sense of relief I've ever had, man. But you were cheering, I was sobbing. Hey man, again, you're me in 2014. I'm just kidding. Guido, yeah. Oh, this is actually a true story. I got to high five Aguero once. Like to this day, it's the only ever contact I had with a professional athlete. So what happened was in 2015, Argentina. You can search this up in September. They played a friendly against Bolivia in Houston. Now I'll even search up Argentina versus Bolivia 2015 Houston. All right. So uh, Argentina came to play against Bolivia, and Argentina won that game 7-0. And I was kind of close. So when the players were warming up, they were warming up in. So you know what? Let me actually pull up. I'm trying to pull up a video, the highlights, so that way I can just show y'all. And I got to see Messi. That was the first time I got to see Messi play, so that was pretty cool. I'm trying to see. Oh crap! They're on. It's not even on YouTube. What the heck? It was a friendly that no one cared about. But let me see if I can find it. Because I want to be able to pinpoint exactly where it was. Okay. Argentina versus Bolivia. 2015 7-0. Messi scored 2 goals that day. So, I can't find it. Well, I found one set of highlights, but it looks like really shitty. God damn. So I'm not gonna be able to play the full clip because I could get copyrighted as a way to show you. Wait, hold up. Um. Okay, so here, let me share screen. Okay. So is it on screen? All right. So here's the stadium, BVA Compass. I'm gonna try putting it in a. Wait. Okay. So I was like here in this section. And I remember this because this was the first half in Argentina. We're shooting here. And so they were warming up over here, and I was like right here. But in this oh crap. My internet connection's going down. God dang it. All right, I'm gonna turn off the camera for right now because I think that will save internet. Um, all right, so you saw that. So in the seating area, so they were warming up, and Messi wasn't starting the game. He didn't get subbed on until the second half. And so what happened was they were warming up, and there was very few people there. So I could just walk down the stairs, and there wasn't many people at the time because I remember we went pretty early, and they were warming up. And Agüero, what my original attempt was to get a high five from Sergio Agüero, who is the goalkeeper of Argentina for that time period. He was an amazing goalkeeper, and his name was Chiquito Romero. And I was constantly yelling, "Hey, Chiquito, Chiquito, can I get a high five?" But he couldn't hear me because it was kind of loud. They're playing music, and obviously he's warming up. He's not focused on what some fat Mexican is trying to do. But and so here's Chiquito Romero, and then eventually the players came to the corner, and they were doing some kind of sprinting warm up, and so you had Angel Correa, who was one of the substitutes in today's games. He didn't play a single second in the World Cup. So what happened was uh they were running up, and then at one point the players kind of stopped to the side, kind of where the billboards are, and they're kind of just catching their breath and just drinking water. And so I'm like right there on the side, and the security people right there don't care because there's not that much space, and also they don't care as long as you don't jump. And so I'm like, so I think Aguero sees because there's also like some kids like right next to me, also trying to get a high five or something like that. And Aguero kind of just casually he like gets close and like he's high fiving all the people, and I was just one of them. And so I got the high five. Until this day, that's something cool that this legend of the game, the greatest Manchester City player of all time, uh, amazing player who now got to celebrate a world. Although I don't think it's technically in his resume because obviously he didn't play a single second or was even in the squad. But this legend of the game, Sergio Aguero, contact right there, high five. Now it was funny because all my thought was his hands are rough. Like they were rough. Like this, they felt like sandpaper. I'm just kidding, obviously not. But like they were rough. So much so to the point where I'm like, is this what all athletes, is that how like and it's funny because it was also the first time, and I was like 13 at the time because it was 2015. And so I would watch interviews, but I never actually heard an interview from Sergio Aguero, so I never knew what his voice sounded like. And I heard him talk at one point, not to me, but like to some of the players nearby, or I think one of the training coaches. And, and I heard his voice, and I thought it was funny because I didn't expect that voice. Because just search up Sergio Aguero's voice. It's just like it's not what I expected. To be fair, people from Argentina kind of sound funny. They sound like a mixture of Italian slash Spanish. But I remember that was like so cool. That was so cool. But all right, let me see. Um Isaac, did you start washing your hands after high fiving Aguero? Obviously, I have to wash it, but like I mean, I'm always gonna keep that memory of having like high five Sergio Aguero, and that was pretty cool. And I was hoping for Messi, but Messi was a substitute that day, so he wasn't warming up there with the other players. But when he came on, it was like crazy because I was like watching. I'm like, God damn, this is a guy who I've seen on TV for a long time. I remember when Aguero signed for Barcelona. I was like, oh look, I got to high five a future Barcelona player, and that was cool. And it's cool because Aguero's only goal for Barcelona came against Real Madrid in El Clásico. Like, what a better time to score than against Real Madrid? Obviously, though, that game was lost 2-1. But yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen the Zoolander meme where forgot what the actor's name is. He's kind of like looking, and then you have like Owen Wilson walking in like all happy and casually. I love that meme. Um, Isaac, what do you think about Antoine Griezmann? Antoine Griezmann's an amazing player. When he came to Barcelona, I was so excited, but unfortunately, it's not because he was a bad player. What happened is Ernesto Valverde, he just didn't know how to properly use Griezmann, and I just think that Griezmann is a ball dominant player. He's a player that relies on dropping to the midfield and having creativity. But in Barcelona, Messi filled that role. And so Griezmann was kind of left just wobbling on the side and just kind of hoping to get a ball. And he's not a number 9 striker. He's not like a Suarez type. So he just never fit in Barcelona. And to me, he's always been an amazing player. I think he's great. I remember Euros 2016. That honestly to me is still the best Griezmann. But in this World Cup, his creativity, the way he played, Antoine Griezmann is definitely an amazing player. And it just sucks that he never got to live up to his potential in Barcelona. Although there was moments where Griezmann played amazing for Barcelona, but it's just he never fit the role. And also, if you notice, most of the time when he was amazing, it was usually in games where he was dropping down to the mid and kind of was playing the Messi role, you know. But yeah. Let me see. Not gonna lie, Isaac was diabolic as a kid, praying on Maine's downfall because you don't like him playing football. It was more because it was just like the cool thing because you're kind of just told Messi, Ronaldo, you can't like both and all that. And so like I was just kind of like, no, you can never score. But yeah, it was dumb of me. Like it wasn't like it would ruin my mood seeing Real Madrid win or something like that, or Barcelona lose. I mean, when my teams lose, Barcelona, when they lose, I'm obviously in a bad mood. But but it used to be that when Real Madrid would win, I would also be in a bad mood. Like they would be Granada or Real Betis, and I'd just be like, damn it. I wouldn't be in as bad of a mood, but I'd be like kind of like sour about it. But yeah. All right. FIFA covers are ass. Let's agree to that. I know Mbappe's been the cover for the last 3 FIFAs, right? I think. But yeah, they're never really all that good. It's just a player just kind of standing with an obvious like obviously edited behind. Like I feel like what FIFA should do is instead of just having these random pictures of players running, what they should do is have a moment of the season with that player and use that. Like wait, give me a second. I'm gonna get one of my FIFA covers. So so let's use this as an example. So you see this cover of FIFA. Um, so you see this cover. It's just a player, and behind it they just edit like white. So what I think they should do instead is have a moment. So let's say Mbappe here, and they're using the PSG. All right, PSG. So what they do is they find throughout the season a good Mbappe celebration and put that as the cover. Like for example, his iconic like the hand thing he does. Kind of find a picture of that. I feel like that would be much better because this kind of just looks boring. This looks boring. Like you're not gonna get somebody to buy this with this cover. The only people buying this are already fans of the game, so there's no point to it. Bro, oh yeah, and also Mbappe has like some kind of leader, like he has like some kind of power position. So if Mbappe wanted to, he could sell Messi just instantly in January, be like, yeah, you sell him, you know. But average GG on it. And I will say that's the one thing I love about the NBA. If you want to like talk to the players or have any contact with them, you can get courtside seats and boom, you'll immediately get to see the players like right there on the court. You even get to touch on the same court as them. But in soccer and football, baseball, you're really no matter how close your seats are, um, you just you don't get much besides, oh, maybe a player will get close and you might get some high five. So yeah. Um, Qatar's World Cup song is an absolute mess. Oh, I did like what's that guy? Jim, I don't know, the BTS guy. I thought that song was pretty good. It's just not iconic. Like when you look at the old World Cup songs like Waka Waka or Waving Flag back in 2010 or We Are One in 2014. Even the last one with Nicky Jam, I think what was it called? Um, I think it was like Write It Up, Party It Up or something like that. I think those songs are pretty good. But this song, while I thought it was a pretty solid song, it was just kind of forgettable. Like it's not a song I'm gonna look back and think, oh man, this song brings me back to Qatar 2022. No, I'll just kind of be like, that was decent, you know. I do wonder what 2026's song will be. Because obviously America has a lot of the pop stars, and so I do wonder who they're gonna pick. Imagine they pick Kanye. I'm just kidding. Oh, there was another one, Colors by Jason Derulo in 2018. That song was pretty good. Or Positivo by J Balvin. I thought that was a pretty good song. Um, I think my favorite World Cup song has to come down to 2010. It's the Wave and Flag song and Waka Waka. I think those are the two best songs. Now I have a particularly love to Waka Waka because that was the very first World Cup song I ever heard. But yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not good with albums. I can't name a single Kanye album. Like even the musicians I love. Like I love Guns N' Roses, I love Queens, but I can't name you a single one of the freaking albums. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can name individual songs, but that's about it. Oh, Speed's song, World Cup, bro. That song was fucking oh my god. Yo, TW, what's up? What's up, TW? Yeah, sorry. I think I just had to right now. I just had to, man. I just had to. If you want to come on, shoot me a message and I could send you a link. But I just had to right now. It's because I think tomorrow I'm gonna be packed, and I feel like not a lot of people are gonna be on the stream anyways because my channel isn't a soccer channel. But yeah, Frosty 808, what's up, man? He says, I don't even remember how the 2022 World Cup sounds like. It's forgettable. Yeah, I mean, the song I like it was just forgettable. Like when I have kids in the future, and my kids are like, "Hey, what were the classic World Cup songs?" I'm gonna pull up "Waving Flag," "Waka Waka," "We Are One" by Pitbull. But this song, like, I'm not even gonna consider it. I'm just gonna forget it. But I thought it was a solid song. I also like that it had like the Qatar vibe to it because I do think a World Cup song should have the vibe of the country in it. Like Waka Waka was perfect for South Africa, or We Are One had the perfect Brazil vibe, you know? And yeah, yeah. I, let's see. Isaac hates Zlatan. I actually did watch Zlatan play once. It was when Houston Dynamo played LA Galaxy back in 20 what year was it? 2018, I think. And Houston won 3-2 and Zlatan Ibrahimovic played that game. Was an amazing player. He was an amazing player for PSG. At that his season at Manchester United was great. He played one season for Barcelona. I thought he was really good. I just think it was a horrible transfer that we let Samuel Eto'o go, but we got Zlatan in return, which Zlatan's amazing. It's just that Samuel Eto'o is just so good that I don't see why we had to let him go. Um, and he ended up winning the treble with Inter Milan with Jose Mourinho after, so it's a win-win for him. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I respect Zlatan. I think he's an amazing player. I do like his cocky ego. I feel like Haaland reminds me of Zlatan in a way. Although Haaland isn't as cocky, he's more just like really confident, which I think every player should be confident. But yeah. I mean, he didn't even play at this World Cup, but that's because Sweden. Did he retired from Sweden in the Euros of 2016? I remember that, but I think he came back for a bit. I don't know. He's like 40. I feel like he's only focused on his club career. But dude, that guy ages like wine, man. But yeah, I like that one. Liverpool versus Chelsea fight. That should have been the cover. That was cold. Alexander Arnold and the other guy waving flag is the best one. Yeah, I love waving flag. America. Fuck. I do wonder again who's gonna be the official song for 2026 because it is in America. So yeah. Speed's World Cup song is more. Oh man, have y'all seen Speed's highlights in the Sidemen charity match? That to me is still. I loved when he scored the offside goal and he goes, takes off his shirt and does a Ronaldo celebration, and like the entire time the flag is down, but no one's telling him until he eventually chunks like goes to him and says, "Yeah, the flag was up," and Speed's like pissed. And Speed was violent. There was a moment where like he's like trying to do like the Ronaldo cross that he used to do, like the with the ball, and he's doing that, but the ball is going nowhere, and the player immediately like puts his foot in, and the ball goes out of bounds. Speed's a funny dude. I love Speed. I think he's really funny. It was funny seeing his reaction to Messi winning the World Cup. He was wearing like a French. It wasn't even a jersey. It was just like a French shirt where it had Nike in the logo. Like it was one of those weird T-shirts that look like the jersey, but they're not. I don't know how to describe it. And then immediately he takes it off and he had an Argentina jersey underneath it. Oh my god, man. The 2026 song will have gunshots in the background. I do wonder though. And I'm not saying the musician specifically has to be American or Canadian or Mexican. Although I think that would probably be what they'll do. Well, they'll have a mixture of artists. Like We Are One with Pitbull, that had Pitbull, who's known in the Latin community, but they also brought a Brazilian musician to do part of the song, which I thought was cool. But I feel like if you're to do, I feel like you would have to get like one of the most popular artists of each country, which wouldn't be too hard. Uh, Imagine Drake does not Drake. I think Drake's a good musician. I just don't think he fits that World Cup vibe, or he could do a World Cup song. Um, Although then again, the Russia song didn't have a Russian artist, I think, but I could be wrong. Uh, UN football players get paid more than the entire country's GDP. Oh my god. Oh, Donald Glover, I guess so. This is America. Don't get your shipping up. Isaac, what do you think of BK? He retired last month. BK is a legend. Definitely one of the best. One of the best defenders in football history. Was amazing. His passion towards Barcelona, I always loved. He clearly was born and bred Barcelona, and the passion he had for the team was always amazing. To me, one of the most iconic moments in his career was always when Barcelona beat Real Madrid 5-0 back in 2011 Clásico, and he was doing the hand signature, and then started La Manita, and it almost feels, excuse me, it almost feels like Real Madrid now has PTSD of conceding 5 goals to Barcelona. He did do it again back in what year? 2019, when Barcelona won 5-1 in that Clásico, and he did it again. But Piqué the last 3 years has just not been good enough. He's gone slower. And to me, it was time to go. I thought his time to go was a while ago, but it was emotional just remembering all the times Piqué has given to the club. I remember he used to be seen as the Twitter guy. And I remember when Real Madrid got knocked out of the Copa del Rey back in 2016 or 2015, I think. And they got knocked out because Rafa Benitez accidentally put Denis Cheryshev, who had a red card a previous Copa del Rey game from the last season, but they didn't know that. But they subbed him on, and for some reason, this wasn't even said by the ref. I guess the ref just had no idea. But after the game, even though Real Madrid had won, they got knocked out because that player was not supposed to be on the field, and so Real Madrid ended up getting knocked out that game. And PK went on Twitter and put laughing emojis. It was the funniest thing ever. Yeah, no more Mbappe shirt grabs. Hey, let me tell you this right now. Mbappe is that kind of player that is always going to have his shirt grabbed, like because he's lethal, he's quick. I will say though, I hope he wins the Champions League because I would like to see Messi win PSG the Champions League. I will say this right now: if PSG has a good run in the Champions League, let's say semifinals at most, at least, I think Messi will win the Ballon d'Or for this year. Although we'd have to wait because the season obviously is now over. It is gonna feel sad not watching World Cup games anymore. Like I love watching the Premier League, the Champions League, and everything, but the World Cup is just a different vibe. To me, the World Cup is like bringing people from different countries together. You know, and also not only that, but like most people that are talking soccer right now because of the World Cup, a lot of them don't watch, the sport. And so they're going to be like there's not going to be as much conversation as there was before. But yeah, Imagine Dragons, that would be cool. I actually like their music, at least a couple of songs I've listened. Canelo Alvarez when Messi plays in Mexico 2026. From what it sounded like, it seems like Messi's not playing in the 2026 World Cup. Excuse me. Oh wait, yeah, I shouldn't drink soda right now. I'm thirsty. Soda doesn't do good for the thirst. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm just kidding. Everyone is retiring. All we have is these ass youngsters, bro. French people should be the happiest about youngsters. Y'all got, I think, out of every country, y'all have the best core of youngsters, bro. France should be happy about that. Y'all have an abundance of young players, and not only that, but a lot of those young players now have World Cup experience. So 2026, I think definitely France is going to be one of the favorites. Uh, now, to be fair, anything can happen within 4 years, but I will say this: France are going to be lethal in 2026. Um, what's the boxes for? Isaac, I'm curious. All right, Isaac, I'm curious. Is League and 2 exclusive to Amazon Prime in the US too? Well, we watch it on Bain Sports. It's um it's just on the TV. Like it's like I don't even have cable here. We use satellite, or not satellite. We use crap. What is like local, like an antenna. There we go, antenna. We use antenna, and uh we have the Bain Sports channel, and that channel surprisingly has League. I don't know about League Two. I've never watched League Two games, but I do know for a fact League games are there. Oh, my bad. I got to use the technical term. League Uber Eats. My bad, guys. Didn't almost get it right. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that is the league name, but like obviously, no one says League Uber Eats. It's kind of like the Camp Nou now. No one says Spotify Camp Nou. They just say Camp Nou. But no. Look, I'm not. I don't. I don't mean to be that guy. I never get interested in women's sports. I've never been the biggest. I mean, I'll watch the Women's World Cup. Like, I'll watch the Women's World Cup. It's entertaining, but it's not as thrilling. Like, I'm not watching a women's soccer game thinking, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous. My team could lose." I'm just kind of like, I'll cheer for the U.S. national team. Which, by the way, I am proud of the U.S. women's team. They're amazing. I just don't know much. Like I'm kind of oblivious. I just don't watch women's sports that much. You know, but yeah. Um, I think it's in Australia and New Zealand. I found that out today. Do you think football will be big in the US in 2026 World Cup or afterwards? I think it will help improve the game. This USA team is amazing. Tyler Adams is now one of my favorite players currently playing right now. Christian Pulisic showed his leadership. McKenzie. This USA team is amazing. It's amazing. And I think you are seeing the sport grow slowly, little by little. I do think there's a chance that in 2026 the World Cup could help improve the game here. But I don't think it'll improve it so much to where now a lot of kids are going to grow up playing soccer or something like that. The reality is, the unfortunate thing is here in America, the culture in America, depending on where you are, isn't dedicated to soccer. Now, me, I grew up in an area with a lot of Hispanics. Hispanics love soccer. So I kind of grew up just loving soccer because of that. But there are other areas where you'll go where no one plays soccer. The sport that everyone plays is football or basketball. Basketball is everywhere, really. But football is in other places, baseball. And the culture here in America still isn't to that level, which is unfortunate because out of all the games, out of all the out of all the sports, I feel like soccer is the most global reaching. First of all, football has no global reach at all. Only America plays the sport. Basketball does have a global reach, but it's not like anyone. It's not like the FIBA World Cup is nearly as important as the FIFA World Cup. Baseball, you could say it's kind of international. I don't know. I know in the Caribbeans they love baseball. Um, I know the islands they love baseball. I just don't know about the rest of the world. But soccer is the one that definitely, whether you're in Asia, Africa, Europe, North, South, Central America, no matter where you are, that sport is everywhere. And I feel like America kind of, I feel like it would be perfect, But you are seeing there's far more players in America now. Like America right now has a core that is phenomenal. Right now, this USA team, you are seeing more talented players play for America. Like it used to be that America used to just have some pretty good MLS players, and that was it. Now, in this era, you are seeing young Americans playing in Europe. Mackenzie, who's straight from Dallas, is playing for Juventus, you know, and scored against Barcelona at one point. Played with Ronaldo. Tyler Adams is bossing it in Leeds United. Same thing with Aronson. Christian Pulisic was amazing in Dortmund. And Chelsea is getting benched a bit, but he's still showing in Europe. He won a Champions League. You know, you're seeing a lot of young Americans going into Europe. And I feel like the culture within the team has improved, but not to the rest of the country. So you're seeing like players because it used to be where we just got a couple really good MLS players and then boom, we call it a day. But now you're seeing more players going into Europe. Oh wait, am I buffering? I don't know. Uber Eats. But yeah. That big. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah. Of course, we gotta get 4 tickets to the Barbie movie, please. But yeah. I don't know if the sport will ever grow that big. Oh wait, what do the boxes mean? I don't know what they mean. The heck. Okay, but I don't know what if the sport will ever grow big in the country. What the heck? Hey, give me a second. A text message. Okay. Wow. Wow. I'm just kidding. All right. So where was I? It's Messi sliding into Isaac's DMs. Oh my god. Imagine that. What was I even gonna say? All right. But yeah, man, this World Cup was an amazing one. Um I will say this, Saudi Arabia, I know the people from Saudi Arabia right now are kind of like like they think they're much cooler now because they're the only country that defeated Argentina in this World Cup. Man, I am by the way, I said this. And I think none of y'all believe me, but I said that the Saudi and when this happened initially, when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, I said this was a good thing for Argentina, so it can ground them, so it can show you that, hey, in a World Cup, anything can happen. Every second matters. And I said Argentina is going to use this game as an advantage to improve in future games. And and that came out to be right. Argentina majorly improved. I still think the best game Argentina played was the first 50 minutes of the World Cup final, you know. And I was right. I was right, but of course, now Leo Messi got his World Cup. And now that puts him amongst the greats that have won it, like Maradona. And I'm going to say this right now. Messi has won far more for Argentina than Maradona has. Because Maradona won the World Cup in 86. And that was, I think, it. Wait, let me actually search up how many. Because I know he never won a Copa America. How many trophies did Maradona win for Argentina? Because I think it was only the one World Cup. Yeah, it was only one World Cup. Which is major, obviously. That it doesn't get bigger than a World Cup. Maradona won one FIFA World Cup, but Messi won a World Cup and a Copa America. And if you want to include Finalisma, I guess you could include that. I don't see that as a big trophy, honestly. Like, if I'm being honest, I just don't see that trophy as a major trophy. But Messi has won more trophies for Argentina than Diego Maradona has. But, yo, what's up, Arkham Gaming? I'm sorry we're talking soccer. I'm sorry if you just don't get it, but what's up, man? How you doing? This will be the only time we talk about soccer on the stream. I was just celebrating too much. Imagine how much the lotion sales are gonna go up. Oh my god! Don't worry, I got my lotion. I'm just kidding. This is hand sanitizer. Yo, Isaac, what up? I mean, to me, I've always said this. To me, Maradona is a fantastic player, but I just don't think he's done as much as Messi. I also think Messi's a far better role model than Maradona was, because Maradona obviously was a cocaine user. But Messi, off the pitch, he's always been this respectful, humble guy. Even when you hear him talk, he sounds so shy and he's calm and relaxed. And to me, I just always thought that Messi was always a better role model, while Maradona had like his antics. And even though I'll always respect him, to me, he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. To me, I just think Messi now has a much more, like, he's accomplished more for Argentina than Maradona. First, Messi has the most goals for the national team. He has the most World Cup goals for the national team. He has the most games for the national team. And what else? What else? What other records does he have? What other records does he have for the national team? He's always just been a far better role model on and off the pitch. And Maradona, just to me, I know Maradona has more of a folktale kind of vibe where people have been talking for him for decades. A lot of people grew up more knowing about him. But I just think now the conversation ended between those two. But yeah, Maradona versus Liver King is the real Needle King. Que miras, Bobo. I thought that was always funny. That was like the one time you caught. Messi has always been very, like, Messi will talk shit. There was a game in 2016 against Valencia where Barcelona got a penalty at the last second in 2016. It was 2-2, and Messi scores the penalty and directly goes to the crowd, and you can see he's yelling out curse words in Spanish. But because the Valencia fans were throwing bottles at him and everything. Messi does have those moments, but it's never been caught on mic. And so when you heard him saying "Cállate, Bobo," that was like kind of the first time people had heard. But I wasn't used to it. I was like, Messi's always, I mean, Messi's always been like this. Messi's always said this. It's just never been seen public, you know? Yeah. But even then, all Messi does is like make fun of other players at times. Well, Maradona just did, and again, he's always going to be a legend of the game. To me, it's just I don't see how people can say that Messi isn't a better role model and also isn't a better player. You know, wow, wow. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. When the pedal, when you saw the standing for where people were getting their medals and trophies for the World Cup, the Qatar logo was kind of put to the side, like sideways. I'm not gonna lie to you. Immediately, I thought that's the Geeks and Gamers logo. But yeah, I did like the intro to Qatar. Like, you know how there's always introductions on TV for like when a World Cup, like with Brazil, is this like one Brazilian kid who was kicking the ball in the streets of Brazil, and then you see like the Maracanã Stadium. Oh, my TV turned off, or it seems like it's about to turn off. I don't know, but like the Qatar one was actually pretty cool. I like the Qatar one. The Russia one was just really simple. I think it was just you saw like someone kick a ball and it was going through a lot of players or a lot of random citizens in Russia. Then it lands on one of the Russian stadiums. That was a bit it. But yeah. Hey bro, you want to watch the league on Uber Eats? If you say that you're the biggest loser on the galaxy. Laughing my ass out, Geeks Gamers. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream off in a bit. It is 9:28. I'm gonna have to go to bed real quick. But yeah, it was a fun stream. This will probably be the only time we have a soccer specific stream. But Argentina World Cup champions. The entire day I was celebrating. Um, and this is in my entire life being a soccer fan. This has to be that top. Like this has to be the most I celebrated. Um, beside, I can't think of any other like the Champions League final in 2015. I would say is up there. Same thing with 2011 Champions League. El Clásico back in 2017 when or not when Argentina, when Messi scored a last second goal to win the game at the Bernabeu. I thought that was another game. The comeback when Barcelona came back from 4-0 against PSG to win 6-1 and then eventually won 6-5 on aggregate. I thought that, those games, I just don't think any of them top this game. Like the moment I had when Molina put that ball in the back of the net, there's never more of a sense of relief I had my entire soccer fan lifetime. And I was celebrating. I remember I was jumping, I was like screaming, I was cheering. And yeah, it was like it was berserk. Like it was, yeah. But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be a memory I'll have. I know Vortex here, you're going to be celebrating more World Cup wins. Don't worry, buddy. You're going to be celebrating far more World Cup wins. I guarantee you in the next 10 years, if I'm still on YouTube, you're going to be on my live chat saying France won the World Cup, France won the World Cup, or whatever. I guarantee you're going to be doing that. But like I'm from the USA. I cheer for the US national team. That's always mine. And with Argentina, it's always been more of a Messi thing where I wanted Messi to win it because to me, as a Barcelona fan, what he's done for my team, what he's done for my club has always just been so impressive to bring me all these memories, bring me all these joys. Having been my idol as a kid, someone I looked up to my entire life. And to me, I always just thought he deserved to have this trophy. And to see him just be able to like collect that trophy was something that, again, like when I was telling you earlier that for years I've always heard people say what it's like to celebrate a World Cup win, whether you're Spanish, German, Brazilian, or whatever. You don't really understand that joy until it happens. And it just makes you think, God damn. Like, no matter how shitty a country situation is, that trophy just brings a lot of happiness. And it was like crazy because I never thought I would have celebrated a World Cup win because I don't see Mexico ever celebrating one. I don't see the USA ever celebrating one. I mean, yeah, I'm happy when Spain won it, and I was happy when when some of the French players like Ousmane Dembele when he won it. in 2018. Like I'm happy when players win it, but it was just different just rooting for Argentina like all this time. When the 2014 final happened, everyone was already quick to say Messi will never be as good as Maradona, or when he got knocked down in 2018 by France, or when the Copa America finals happened 2015-16, and everyone's saying that Messi's never going to be as good as Maradona, and Messi's never going to do this, and Messi's never going to do that, and like all of that has been shut down and put to the bed, and to have celebrated this win, it feels so joyful. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely never gonna forget this, and I remember when the final whistle blew, I had people on my Twitter who were or on Instagram messaging me being like, "Congratulations, Argentina won. I know you're happy," and all that. And I was like, "God damn, I guess I do talk a lot about soccer on the channel, even when I don't think I do. I somehow do." Because a lot of people were like messaging me being like, "I wanted them to win just for you." Even Chris on Thursday, like he sent me a message in the live chat saying that he's gonna be rooting for Argentina just because I want them to win. Um, and I don't know, like I'll never have this I'll never have this moment like ever, probably, unless the USA and Mexico can pull off some kind of surprise. But the World Cup, this is what the sport can do. It can bring people together. Um, but yeah, I mean, feels nice to celebrate being a world champion. Even though I'm obviously not part of the Argentina team or anything like that. Just to see these group of players believing in them for years, seeing how different the national team has been. Because in 2018, if you had told me Argentina was going to eventually win a World Cup, I would have called you crazy. But they did it. They did it. And it's immense. And it's crazy that the assistant coach of Sampaoli, which was the coach in the 2018 World Cup, it's crazy that he took the position and won a Copa America and a World Cup for Argentina. That's that's honestly incredible. But and yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm at a loss for words um for this win, because again, like no one can ever properly explain to you the joy of celebrating a World Cup until it happens. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's gonna be it for the stream. I might stream tomorrow. It's just there's not a lot to talk about besides like DC, and I'm kind of like burnt out on DC right now. Although it's made me a lot of clicks and money, honest. So I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Uh, but yeah. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.